important things that we have become rote to such an extent they become meaningless almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking of the 23rd Psalm.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in everything,
mm-hmm.
anything that's religious at all, and very few people know it well enough to know what it says or have thought about it that much. And I have, in recent last month or so, I have been taking it apart and thinking about it. It's a real powerful thing when you stop to think.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. And you can almost see the shepherd
mm-hmm.
at the fence with the sheep on the other side, and it's really the sheep talking. The last time I even rode down that Buck Road had changed so drastically. I hardly remembered it.
How long ago did you go?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to go almost every day. I would hitchhike down and swim. I can remember when the merry-go-round was down at Buck Road. The merry-go-round and the dips. The caterpillar. It was shaped like a caterpillar. And you got on, and it was like a roller coaster, except the hills weren't like the dips. They were but up and down and around your, and pretty soon the top came over, and you looked like a big caterpillar going around. You could kiss your sweetheart in there, and nobody would know it. But it was one of the attractions at Buck Road that was there for years. And I don't know when they closed Buck Road down, but I guess it just went out of style. But it was good. It was good swimming down there, which was the reason that I spent so much time down at Buck Road. I would hitchhike down and swim. I'd hitchhike. It cost a dime to go into the dressing room, change my clothes into a swimsuit. And that was it. But it was a lot of fun. I remember my brother, who was 12, nearly 13 years older than I, my half-brother. He took me out to the diving board area, and sort of pushed me up on the till I could crawl up the ladder. And after I got up there and was ready to come home, he wanted me to jump. And I didn't want any part of that until he practically insisted that I jump. Well, and I did, and sure enough, he tucked me under his arm and swam to shore. And by the way, I'm convinced that half of a relationship in a family is sometimes better than a whole one, because I don't know, I had a half brother and a half sister, both 6.5 years apart, the three of us. And but both of them, I think, took pride in taking care of me as I was growing up, even though my brother spent most of those years away in college, and then he never came back either. But he was always, whenever he was there, he was my big brother. And in fact, my sister, even though she was only 6.5 years older than I, at times she had to almost act as my mother, because my mother was a nurse, and a lot of times she wasn't at home, and my sister had the responsibility of seeing that I was taken care of it. And we lived in a neighborhood at that time. In those days, neighborhoods were big things. I mean, you could live on the street forever and know everybody on the street forever. I mean, because very seldom did anyone move unless they died or taken away. And then but the rest of the family would be left there. And I think everybody on that street owned their own property and whatnot. Not that they were big houses, but they were comfortable. I don't know, you know Elm Avenue or not in Hampton, but the street is so small anymore. You wonder how. But we used to play football and baseball in that street too, or even hockey sometimes. But they were good memories. And if it hadn't been for my sister and my brother, even though I didn't see my brother a whole lot because he spent more time